It seems like Tony Khan has a bold plan for MyAEW that is going to completely change pro wrestling as we know it today.
Screw the script!
Welcome back, everybody, to Screw Script, and host as always, Maverick. Thanks for joining me this Tuesday. And you know what time it is on Tuesdays. It's time for another edition of the Top Turnbuckle Topic.
It's time to swoop. Maver's got the scoop. It's the top turnbuckle topic.
This video's Top Turnbuckle Topic is, you saw it right in the thumbnail, the title, Tony Khan and his bold plan for pro wrestling in 2026 going forward with MyAEW. I think I have it cracked. He hasn't outright said it, but it seems like if you look up right up here that MyAEW is just adding more and more pro wrestling to its library. We got One Fall, Produce, and C4 Wrestling, Limitless Wrestling, all coming to MyAEW. And we already know that AEW has a partnership with CMLL, with New Japan, with MLP, hopefully soon MLW, and so forth. And I think that Tony Khan, long term, now this is just a prediction, this is not breaking news by any means, but based off of what's going on with MyAEW, and it's only been around for not even half a year, and you've got all of this great pro wrestling and all these indie promotions joining MyAEW.com for all to watch, which I think is fucking amazing. It is such a great time to be a pro wrestling fan since AEW started in 2019, and Tony Khan is doing what WWE couldn't do with the WWE Network, where I think it lasted, 6-7 years before it disbanded, and then they went to Peacock, and you know the rest of the history there. This is what the WWE Network should have been. When they launched, all they had was their stuff from the past, their vault shows from the past, pay-per-views from the past, and then current pay-per-views and eventually PLEs. And that's about it. They tried some originals and things, but that was after the fact. Whereas MyAEW has launched, and just like that, Tony Khan has added quite the arsenal of wrestling, all kinds of action to MyAEW, where you could be watching pro wrestling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and still have wrestling to watch. And I think that's where pro wrestling is heading in 2026 going forward. You see WWE make their partnerships with AAA, with Defy, and their other promotions that they're working with, but you don't see them giving to the fans like Tony Khan is. He's giving the best bang for your buck sort of option here, especially for the people that are outside the US and Canada, with MyAEW, where you've got all of these wrestling promotions plus AEW plus ROH all under one hub. And that is something that the WWE Network could and should have done, and they failed to do so. Tony Khan probably witnessed that prior to even AEW starting and learned from that and is perfecting the pro wrestling app with MyAEW. And just think where things could be, a year from now, 5 years from now with MyAEW. It is a great thing to see for MyAEW. Tony Khan and AEW in general, they are just on complete fire in 2026. 2025, they beat the shit out of WWE and other promotions, I think. In 2026, it's looking to be no different. We're halfway through the year, and we've had banger after banger after banger pay-per-views by AEW, great storylines. All In is later this summer. You've got Forbidden Door coming up, which the card looks great. You've got Redemption, which is a new show. That's next month. I mean, it is super fucking exciting to be an AEW fan, and MyAEW is just making things better. And one more quick thing with AEW before I get on to other wrestling promotions that I'm going to talk about for the closing minutes of this video. Like I said before, my last video, these videos are going to be a little bit shorter until I move into my new place mid-July. I'm going to shout out Maya World real quick. I mean, the girl is just a badass. She goes on a post the other day saying, "Moments like Wednesday are why, even through grief and heartache, when given the choice, I wanted to be at AEW. Card always subject to change. And the it girl will always step up because that's what I do. Now I have a whole mindset. I will win the Owen for my brother." Honestly, give her the damn Owen, please. I want Maya World to win at this point. She is everything that embodies AEW, a hard worker, a great pro wrestler in the ring, working her ass off to become better in the ring, working on promos, working on all these skills, and that is what it takes to be elite in AEW. And Maya World has come onto the scene with a storm and a fierce look in the ring. And yeah, I really want her to win the women's Owen. Other pro wrestling news now. CMLL's next show, Fantastica Mania 2026. There's a card for you up there. I highly recommend watching that. I think it's going to be a great show. The match I'm looking forward to the most is the Guerreros, Ultimo and Gran Guerrero versus Takesha and Hechicero from AEW, from the Don Callis family. I think that's going to be match of the evening on that card, but the whole card looks great. CMLL over AAA any damn day of the week, and that card looks really good. MLW Fusion has some announcement with New Japan World. It's now on New Japan World, live and on demand, streaming Mondays. So a couple of days after their recordings, but it looks like, my guess is that they're going to be recording stuff on Saturdays, do recordings like they do, and they do 3 or 4 weeks worth in advance. But that might be coming to an end because it might be available that following Monday on New Japan World for people to watch. And they'll probably continue to upload on YouTube, maybe their website. But this is all good news for MLW Fusion going forward. I know it's not for everybody. I know some people in the comments said they gave it a shot. They just didn't quite like it. That's quite okay. But where we're different here on Screw the Script and you guys watching is that we're not wishing for the downfall of a promotion. Even WWE, I don't like the product, but I don't want them to just go away and to just fail, because then there's a lot of wrestlers out of jobs. I just don't like the product. Same goes for MLW Fusion. If it's not for you, that's fine. Just don't watch it. But I think it's really good with Killer Cross as champ, and I'm excited to see where it goes going forward. And they also introduced the Southern Crown Champion recently with MLW to pay respects to the Southern legacy of pro wrestling. So I really think that's a great idea. Good looking title too for MLW. And then some quick TNA news. Tessa Blanchard has requested and secured her release from TNA, and Fightful Select has learned. And it sounds like it's a CMLL thing. CMLL was wanting to pay her more dates and more money to work for them over TNA, and TNA, obviously, sourpusses like they are, because their team, WWE, essentially, they weren't allowing her to do so, essentially, because of this tension between WWE and AEW, and TNA kind of was down the middle, but now is more Team WWE. That is what I'm reading as to why she departed, and honestly, good for her. TNA is a fucking shit show right now.
That is one big pile of shit.
And the only WWE thing I have for you, again, just to keep you guys up, the King of the Ring tournament's going on over there for both men and women's. And yet again, Jey Uso getting pushed more than he should. Here's a screen grab right here of a lot of people disliking him advancing in the King of the Ring tournament because they're probably worried that he's going to win it all. And they just gotta stop pushing him. He isn't too good. And then we saw Eric Andre was on Raw and got attacked by Jacob Fatu. So that's all you're missing, you know, not shit. And that is why we are AEW fans and not WWE fans. If you watch my channel and you do happen to watch both, I honestly, just let me know down below how you actually find stuff like this entertaining, because I don't know how you do. That's all I had in this episode of Screw the Script. Let me know down below your thoughts on the MyAEW stuff and your thoughts on all the other pro wrestling news that I had in this video. Again, quicker video. It won't be for long, only for another month until we're moved into a new place. I appreciate your guys' patience before I bring back the longer videos. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.